What color Raptor are you gonna get? You get a truck yet? Uh, I definitely still want to get a truck. I've slowed down a little bit on pulling the trigger. We just had a lot of big expenses come in with the move and with Gracie and a few other things in our lives. So I don't really need like a big expense right now. If it were a lot easier, like if the process of selling my Porsche were a bit easier, I think I would just trade it in and get a truck. But at the same time, bro, like I don't want to take a bath on this damn Porsche, and I know that I'm gonna have to inevitably. So I'm like, should I just keep this thing for the next 50 years, and then once we're a little bit more comfortable with our expenses and all the big spending that we've had to do this past year with, you know, the engagement, the wedding, the house, the move, I think I might just wait a little bit longer until I feel like we've got some distance from these big expenses, because there's still rooms that we need to buy furniture for here. We're thinking about having another baby. I don't know. We'll see. Sell the Val account? Oh my God, bro. That's the only thing I don't like about Valorant. I kind of love in Counter-Strike that if you have a skin, bro, you can make some money off it if you really wanted to. I like the Porsche. I like the Porsche too, man. But I'll tell you what, there's something about being lifted up in the sky in a truck that I just know that I would enjoy more than driving this Porsche. I don't really have like an issue with driving the car. You know, I'm certainly like an anxious person, and my brain is always having like probably once a day, like an existential crisis of like, what's the point? I'm going to die soon. Just general dread. And like being in that car on these Texas roads with trucks, bigger cars, speed limits higher, everybody's whizzing by. And I'm a very confident driver, brother. I'm a very confident driver. I think offense is your best defense on the road. I'm aggressive but defensive with my aggression. And I don't know, bro. As soon as, I mean, bro, there's definitely like underlying anxiety that causes a lot of the things that I go through mentally, like with anxiousness and fucking just dread and all these existential jokes that I make about dying and shit. So, you know, I don't know if that'll necessarily ever get fixed, but just once Gracie was born, I'm like, I love this little girl so much, and I love my wife, and I love my family, and I don't ever want to be apart from them. And driving that car just seems like danger. I don't know, bro. I don't know if I was always like this. I don't think I was. Like, I don't really have a problem taking risks when it comes to like business or anything that isn't physical risk. But physical risks lately, I've been like, holy shit, I gotta be careful here. Like, I had to change in the old house. We had like the filters for all of our vents and like the central air. One of the vents, I shit you not. So you walk up one of our staircases, right? Now imagine that you're at that level, at the top of the staircase, and you go straight across. You stay at that same height. The drop to the floor is probably, I don't know what a normal staircase is like. It's probably about like 12 to 13 to 14, 15 feet. Well, then the air vent was another 15 feet above my head to the ceiling. Maybe that's a little too much. Long story short, bro, this fucking thing is high up. And I had to buy a ladder and climb all the way up there, balancing on this fucking thing, changing this vent, unscrewing it. Oh my God, I'm standing at the top of this thing. Bro, like I've told this story before, but when I was a kid, my dad was a carpenter, and he built the house we grew up in, and he would reshingle the roofs, he would reside the house. And so I'd get up there on the roof with him all the time. But for whatever reason, once I got up to change these filters a few times, bro, I'm looking down, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. And I gotta do it. I have to do it. I can't look like a bitch in front of my wife. Like, it's got to get done. So, yeah, for whatever reason, man, heights have been kind of wigging me out. People buy Cybertrucks just for the name and hype. They are the ugliest cars I've ever seen. Yo, I'm not going to lie to you, bro. I actually disagree with you. I think that, yeah, there's a lot of people buying for the hype. I agree with that part. I agree with that sentiment. But if you've never driven a Tesla, hand to God, brother, I love driving Haley's Model X. It's fantastic. I had a Model S myself for 6 years. Great car. Once we upgraded to the Model X, once Gracie came for my wife, the upgrades they made and just the driving experience got even better from my 2017 to the 2024. The only thing that I can agree with you is that you have an opinion that you think the truck itself is ugly. But if you drive that truck, I haven't driven the Cybertruck, but just I know what it's like to drive a Tesla, and it's a pretty great experience, brother. I'm not getting a Cybertruck, to be clear. I'm not getting a Cybertruck. I don't want there to be 2 electric cars in the driveway, just in case anything would ever, I don't know, shit hits the fan. I feel like it'd be, I think of like The Last of Us. I better have like a truck that can hold some gasoline and go off-road if I need to. I don't know. How does Elon's nuts taste, brother? I don't know, DaLinci. How do your nuts taste in your mouth? The fuck is wrong with you, bro? Can you imagine buying a Ford and saying, how do Henry's Ford nuts taste in your mouth? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? You know how I know that you got fucking problems, DaLinci, is because the first thing you said when you came in here, ex-defiant, question mark? And then you told me to take Elon's nuts out of my mouth. What the fuck is wrong with you, brother? There's no way you're coming in here trying to check dope this early in the morning. We're having like a nice conversation. And then just because I like Teslas, you think I'm sucking off my boy Musk? That's crazy. That's crazy. X-Defiant is a wild call out right now. Normalize bullying back. Listen, I'm not saying that we need to do unprovoked bullying, but if somebody says something to me, I'm not going to back down for saying something back. I'll tell you that much.